What's going on, everybody? Welcome to today's video. In today's video, I'm gonna take you guys through exactly what I'm eating to try to get to 6% body fat for my bodybuilding prep. So this is gonna be my 6% body fat diet. We're gonna start off with some eggs and toast. So we got 2 eggs right here. These are just some free range eggs right there. We'll also be using 200 grams of our egg beaters. These are basically just egg whites. They happen to just be yellow, and I think they taste a million times better. So we're going with egg beaters, as well as 4 grams of butter. This is just a Kerrygold pure Irish butter. We will be measuring this out because butter has a lot of calories. So we're gonna go ahead, put that on our scale, zero it out, and we wanna grab about 4 grams here. Let's see what that is. 4 grams on the dot. Throw that in our pan right there. Turn that around. Get nice and coated. Looks good there. Then what we'll go ahead and do is same thing with our egg whites because we're gonna measure this out to the gram. This is obviously not as high calorie as butter, so if it's pretty close, that's good enough. We're gonna zero it out. Go ahead, pour some in. Let's see what that is. 196. So let's see if we get 4 more grams. Probably just a little bit over. 203, but that's very, very close. Once again, these are very low calories, so a couple grams here and there is not as big of a deal as it would be with butter. Then we'll take our 2 eggs right here and crack those in as well. All right, now I need to throw these away and wash my hands, but all we need to do is add a little salt and pepper, and then we're gonna scramble our eggs. Our salt and pepper has been added. As our eggs cook, we're gonna throw in our toast. I'm using this Nature's Own keto-friendly honey wheat. I don't care that's keto, but I do care that's 40 calories a slice. The keto friendliness just basically makes it low carb, which makes it a little bit less calories. We're gonna throw in 2 slices of this into the toaster and also cut up 1 bell pepper. And just like that, we have meal number 1. We have our 2 pieces of toast, 200 grams of egg whites, 2 whole eggs, 1 bell pepper. We're gonna throw a little bit of the Cholula hot sauce on the eggs as well. Not a huge fan of hot sauce and spicy stuff, but it does add a little bit of flavoring, which is good. And I'll have my water to cool my mouth off. But real quick, this meal comes out to be, let's see, wow, exactly 400 calories on the dot, which was not on purpose, just happens to be that way. 26 grams of carbs, 14 grams of fat, and 37 grams of protein. Good way to start the day, fairly simple. Just cook out some eggs, toast some toast, cut a bell pepper, and you're good to go. I'll see you guys in the next meal, meal number 2. For our second meal of the day, we're making some protein oats. I do make this in a very specific way, so figured I might as well show you guys exactly how I do it. First, we're starting off with this low sugar or reduced sugar maple brown sugar oatmeal. This is from Kroger, but they also have like Quaker brand. I also think I found some at Walmart that's a different brand, but something that's around 130 calories per pack. So we got 2 packs right there, and we can go ahead and move that to the side. First thing we're gonna do is go ahead and break these open. Give them a quick little shake. Make sure we get all of our oats out. Boom, and dump those in. As far as the water goes, I know some people like to use milk at this point, but personally, I don't know why. I just decided to use water here and then my almond milk as my additive or what I use to mix in my protein powder. But I just take 1 of these full cups or 1 of these full packets, fill it up all the way with water. Boom, and I just dump that whole thing in there, and that's how much water I use. They do have a filling mark, but the filling mark is only for 1 packet of oats, so I decided to basically just go ahead and almost do about double that. Give that a quick stir with a clean finger, and this will go in the microwave for 3 minutes. And 3 minutes later, we have our oats. One thing to be careful of is to watch if they overspill, because I was actually at my girlfriend's, and I don't know why, but I did the exact same thing I always do, and her bowls, I think, were just a little bit wider, but not as tall, and it spilled a little bit, so just watch it. If it does start to overflow, just give it a quick pause, give it maybe 10 seconds, and then continue to cook it. We've got this right here, give that a quick little mix. We're gonna add our almond milk. This I don't measure out, it's just a splash, just enough to basically add a little bit of liquid, so when we add our protein powder, it mixes well. So splash of almond milk there. Then we'll go ahead and bring our protein powder over. We're going with the, let's see, this is the cinnamon French toast, which I think goes really well with the maple oatmeal, and 28 grams of protein, so that's awesome. I'd use the chocolate as well, so my go-tos mixed in would probably be the cinnamon, the vanilla, or the milk chocolate. Personally, I think milk chocolate and peanut butter go well together, and obviously we have some peanut butter right here, so that's a good mixture right there. So we got that guy right there. You gotta mix this in real quick. Take your time, we don't want any protein powder spilling everywhere. Also be careful, the bowl is extremely hot, and I also am gonna add a little bit more almond milk. Obviously, if you want a thicker oatmeal, go ahead and add a little bit less almond milk. If you want something maybe slightly more like porridgey, once again, I don't want it porridgey, but I don't want it super, super thick. I like a little bit of a thinner oatmeal. So I mix that in. Then we'll add a couple dashes of cinnamon. So we will be using some peanut butter. Once again, this is just all natural creamy peanut butter, no artificial preservatives, colors, anything like that. The ingredients are just organic dry roasted peanuts and sea salt. So that's what we have right here. We're going for 15 grams. What I like to do is go ahead and put that jar on your food scale, zero it out. Then what you're gonna go ahead and do is basically take a scoop out. You can see exactly how much you scooped. Let's see here, so that's about 20 grams. We need to let it drip a little bit. Boom, oh, that's 16, 15, oops, lost a little bit. All right, perfect, 16 right there. So we'll go ahead and add that in. 1 gram, it's close enough. We'll actually leave that spoon in there as well and pull our old one out. But we did count the macros, so might as well eat the little bit of oatmeal on there. Next, we're gonna go ahead and mix in that peanut butter just so it becomes basically like peanut butter oats, and you get a little bit of peanut butter with each and every scoop. Ooh, and that's pretty much it. Next, we're gonna go ahead, we'll cut up our banana, and I'll show you guys the final product as well as macros. And also, Maisie knows that whenever there's peanut butter involved in a recipe, she always gets a little bit. So we're gonna take our knife we just cut the banana with, just dunk it, get a little bit of peanut butter on there for her, and then she gets to enjoy. Ready? Come here. Yeah. Check peanut butter. All right, now I'll read you guys the macros. And here is our final product. We have our oats, obviously protes with a little bit of protein powder, as well as our banana and some peanut butter. This is by far my favorite meal. It is obviously a little bit higher calorie. It has more carbs, which is why it's also a pre-workout meal. But I swear, even post-show, even in November after all my shows are done, I think oatmeal is gonna be a staple for me because I think there's a lot of ways to spice this up. I could add some jelly. I could add a little bit of honey in there. I could add some granola. There's so much ways to spice up oats. So these will definitely be making a comeback, or at least staying in my diet post-show. That is 100% sure, until obviously maybe I get sick of them, but I honestly don't think that'll happen anytime soon. Because you make like blueberries, you can do strawberry. I mean, there's just so many ways to kind of keep this meal simple, yet also very tasty. But real quick, the macros for this meal come out to be 579 calories, 80 grams of carbs, 12 grams of fat, and then 41 grams of protein. As I mentioned, the pre-workout meal, heavy on carbs because I wanna have most of my carbs around my workouts when I actually need the food and fuel. And later in the day, you guys will notice that most of my meals are pretty much just protein sources because I have all my carbs around my workout. But without further ado, I'm going to absolutely devour this, but enjoy it slowly at the same time. And I'll see you guys at the post-workout meal number 3. Also, real quick before I head to the gym, I might as well show you guys the supplements I take as well. So today we're going with some caffeine in the form of a Rain. This is the rainbow sherbet flavored, by far my favorite energy drink at the moment. Honestly, might like it a little bit more than the White Monster right now, just because I had White Monster for so long, and that thing has 300 milligrams of caffeine. Also, we're having this pump product. This is the blue raspberry flavored. This just pairs well with a caffeine product. Otherwise, I would go with Transparent Labs bulk. But since I have caffeine from the energy drink, I don't need extra caffeine in my pre-workout. This is just basically to enhance my vasodilation, my pump, as well as my endurance in the gym. And honestly, while we're at it, let's run upstairs and I'll show you guys my morning supplements. Because I feel like I never show you guys those because I'm always, oh, it's gonna be really dark for a second. I'm always filming after I wake up. I take my morning supplements literally first thing in the morning with some water. So we'll head to the room and I'll show you guys what we take in the morning. We got a bunch there, but I take ashwagandha, KSM66. We have a multivitamin. We have krill oil because I don't have a lot of fish in my diet right now. And then an allergy med. This is just the Kroger brand, super cheap, but yeah. So I take those in the morning. I use this, which I actually need to refill right now, to track those. And then we got all the Funko Pops. But yeah, since it's a full day of eating, just might as well show you guys my supplements. But now we're gonna go ahead and, well, I'm out of breath. That's unfortunate. Being on prep, it does it to you. But now let's head to the gym. I'm not gonna show you guys that because I'll have that in plenty of other videos, and this is just a full day of eating, so I don't wanna waste your guys' time if you're just here for the eating part, and I'll see you guys at the post-workout meal. And pretty much the very first thing I have when I come back from my workout, which was okay, it was leg day, so it was a bit hard to get through, is our post-workout cocktail. We're gonna have post and creatine, boom, creatine, HMB, as well as post. So we're gonna go ahead, have a scoop of each of those, just in about maybe 12 ounces of water, something like that. So real quick, we'll do a scoop here. And this is once again creatine. You can take this any time of day. It does not matter when. I just happen to take it post-workout because that's just when I'm gonna remember to take it. And on my off days, I try to take it at the same time, but it doesn't matter as long as you're taking 5 grams a day, that's all that matters. Then our post to aid in our recovery. Since we are very low on calories, recovery is a little bit harder to come by. I wanna make sure we're not running ourselves into the ground, which we kind of are anyways. And also a Powerade Zero, boom, for a little bit of flavor as well as to help with hydration. Even though I'm drinking, I mean, probably close to 2+ gallons of water a day right now, just as on a diet, I get thirsty pretty easily. But yeah, post-workout cocktail, then we'll whip up some burgers. Oops. The burgers are super basic. It is literally just 2 4-ounce patties of 96.4 ground beef. So I'll probably skip filming that, but you can cook it however you want. You can cook it in the air fryer. I'm personally doing it on a stovetop right now to get a nice little char. You could even do it ground beef if you don't want to make burgers out of it. But I'll show you guys the full meal post-workout, but cheers. It tastes so good. Right now on prep, anything with a little bit of flavoring tastes amazing. And here we have our post-workout meal. Once again, very, very simple. Right now, I don't have a ton of calories to work with, so we're keeping things simple. Protein source, maybe a carb source, some fruits and veggies, that kind of thing. So we have our 2 patties right here. Once again, 4 ounces each. They're weighed out raw, so they match the back of the packaging, 96.4. What's her name? Like Laura's lean beef, something like that. Then we have 1 serving of our 50% ketchup or 50% less sugar ketchup on each of those. So it's, I believe, let's see. Yeah, 17 grams for 15 calories, 17 grams for 15 calories, then some mustard, which is 0 calories. We also are gonna add a Fresca. Once again, diet sodas are a lifesaver. And then we have 300 grams of strawberries, as well as 150 grams of carrots. I did have a couple carrots because I can't help myself right now. I'm not hungry. But I'll read off the macros for this meal. This is meal number 3. Comes out to be 492 calories, 47 grams of carbs, 10 grams of fat, and 52 grams of protein. So another good protein chunk as well as some carbs, mostly coming from the strawberries right here. But yeah, that's gonna be meal number 3. Post-workout, this is pretty much what I eat almost every day. On my refeed days, I do add some buns or I guess like low-calorie bread to the burgers. But right now, we need to cut out some carbs in order to, once again, lose the body fat, get to that point of 6% body fat. So this is the meal. And yeah, see you guys in the next one. I think I am gonna go play golf with my brother and dad. Right now it's coming about 2:40, so my next meal probably won't be for a while. But once again, it's gonna be protein based, and see you guys then. Alrighty, it's time for our 4th meal of the day. Also the least glamorous by far. It is simply some chicken tenderloins as well as a bell pepper right here. So once again, this deep into prep, low calories, we need some protein in. This is 6 ounces of chicken tenderloin. So what I do, I meal prep this ahead of time. So I cook up 24 ounces, which is 4 days worth. And then I kind of just eyeball it and basically have about a quarter of that chicken each and every day. And then 1 bell pepper cut up. And that's meal number 4. It comes out to be 197 calories, 9 grams of carbs, 1 gram of fat, and 40 grams of protein. Honestly, you could probably also substitute this with a protein shake or protein bar. But for me, we're going chicken and bell peppers. And we'll have 1 more meal, my casein protein pudding, but we're gonna have that in a couple hours. But yeah, also check out the shirt. It's sweet. It's like dumbbells, barbells, kettlebells, people flexing. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, golf was good. Barely beat Sam by 1. My dad still beat me, unfortunately. But yeah, good day so far, and I'll see you guys at meal number 5. All right, real quick, we're gonna be making our next meal. We're making casein protein pudding. So as you guys see right here, we got our casein protein. Once again, it's gotta be casein. Doesn't really work well with a whey or a casein whey blend. So we're gonna have 1 scoop of this. This is the chocolate flavor to make kind of like a chocolate pudding-ish type thing. So we got our 1 scoop into the bowl. And then I did have someone ask how much almond milk I use, and I don't really measure it out. I just kind of go based on like a guess of basically saying how much is enough. It takes some time to figure it out, but it is one of those things where I've done it for probably almost 3 months now, so I kind of have a decent way to eyeball it, but always start with less almond milk. You can add more in later. So we got that in there, and we'll go ahead and give this a mix and kind of see if we need more or not, but I can already tell I think we do need some more. That's actually pretty decent, but we do need a little bit more almond milk because I personally like it a little bit more runny, and then it'll kind of cool down and freeze as we go. But let's see, or as I put it in the freezer. Alrighty, and then that is the consistency we're going for. It is a little bit more runny, but once again, we're gonna put this in the freezer for about 20 minutes. It'll thicken up and be just like ice cream. And then we'll top it off with some blueberries. There's a little bit left on the spoon. There we go, we can mix that in real quick. It does take a lot of mixing, but hey, it is what it is. We'll throw this in the freezer now for about 20 minutes. We'll pull it out, add our blueberries, and that's meal number 5. And 25 minutes of patience later, we have our protein pudding. As you guys can see, that thickened up pretty nicely. And now it's a little bit more of a, I would say, a thick pudding, maybe a light ice cream consistency. Once again, do not expect this to be like your full sugar ice cream that tastes absolutely delicious. But this is pretty much pure protein. We'll add some blueberries on top. And for me right now in prep, with my prep taste buds, this is absolutely delicious. But real quick, we'll read off the macros, and we'll be adding 100 grams of blueberries. Let me double check that for you guys. Yes, 100 grams of blueberries. So by adding the blueberries, it becomes 197 calories, 19 grams of carbs, 2 grams of fat, and 26 grams of protein. Also, casein protein is a slower digesting protein, so having this at the end of the day will actually be beneficial in the idea that it will kind of slowly digest overnight as I'm fasted, versus whey, which is a little bit more instantaneous acting protein. But yeah, it brings my day total to 1,865 calories, 181 grams of carbs, 40 grams of fat, and 196 grams of protein, which is pretty much right where I want to be. I want to have around 175 grams of carbs, around 40 grams of fat, around 200 grams of protein. So yeah, this is pretty much what I'm using to get to about 6% body fat, hopefully in the next couple weeks. The biggest thing that has given me the ability to eat this much food, because once again, 1,800 calories is quite a bit. I'm only 150 pounds, and a lot of times people think, oh, you need to like take your body weight times 10 and I only have 1,500 calories. But the biggest thing is time has been on my side. I've been prepping for I think almost 31 weeks right now. I'm about 30 pounds down. So I've been able to have diet breaks. I've been able to have higher calorie days. I'll have a refeed once a week or maybe twice a week. So I'll have low calorie days, then have my maintenance calories for a couple weeks as I've gotten leaner. So there are all kinds of things that really play into it. But at the end of the day, it comes down to, okay, are you in a calorie deficit? I'm getting 15,000 steps a day. I'm working out 5 days a week. Well, now about 4 or 5 days a week. So there's all these things that kind of basically come up with the calorie deficit or the fat loss equation. And I kind of have been doing those for, once again, almost 31 weeks now. That's to be able to lose the weight and also get to the very, very low body fat percentage, is to stay in a calorie deficit longer. It just takes more time. There's no magic pill. There's no crazy cut the calories a lot. I have had to cut my calories a little bit from the start of my calorie deficit, but it's not something where, okay, 1 week and also I need to cut again. I wait at least, I would say, probably a month until I adjust calories to make sure I'm truly plateaued at a given mark before adjusting again. If you're losing weight and you see maybe 5 days in a row of maybe potentially weight gain or stagnant weigh-ins and you didn't change anything, just give it more time. Don't be jumping all around, going up and down, all that kind of stuff. But yeah, stay consistent, give it time to work, as long as you are, once again, doing things that have been working. There's no reason why they won't continue, as long as you haven't made any major changes in your life or lifestyle. So we'll go ahead and dump 100 grams of blueberries. It's actually quite a bit. Perfect, 100 grams on the dot, and that will wrap up the full day of eating to get me to around 6% body fat for my bodybuilding show. But yeah, without further ado, leave things here. Any questions, leave them in the comments below. Otherwise, make sure to like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already. See you guys next time. Peace.